Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna mention this first. This is actually my second take recording this because the first time I recorded it, I made an error in what I was saying, and I still haven't gotten the editing thing down. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I figured I'd just re-record the video. I didn't need to share that with you, but I felt like it because why not? I don't really give a damn. So here we go. Take two. Uh, First, I'm going to say thanks to everybody who watched my Smiling Friends review because it's actually doing really well. And for those of you that did see it and decided to subscribe and stick around, I appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the content that I am producing and will produce better content in the future, I promise. Now, to the main topic at hand, this theory, which is different than every other video I've released, because every other video I've released has been a review on a movie or a show. And I believe I mentioned this briefly in one of my other videos at some point in time, but I'm not just a Marvel fan, which is, might be hard to believe since every movie I've reviewed is Spider-Man related and Marvel and MCU related. But I am also a DC fan, and I love the character of Superman, which is why I love the show Superman and Lois. I watched all of season one when it came out. I very much enjoyed it. I loved Superman's portrayal. I think it's the best live action portrayal of the character so far, outside of maybe Smallville, but Clark never truly became Superman in Smallville. So this this version of Clark by Tyler Hoechlin, I think is how you pronounce his last name. I'm sorry if I messed that up. Um, he is like the perfect Superman in my opinion. Like writing wise, acting wise, he just really portrays Superman very well. In his first scene, you see him in Superman and Lois season one, he just really nails it. I love his character, but we're not here to talk about how much I love Superman and Lois as a show. We're talking about my theory on season two of Superman and Lois. So, light spoilers for Superman and Lois as a whole, including the first two episodes of season two, for me to get this theory across. So, if you don't want to hear it, then in short, I believe Doomsday is going to be in season two of Superman and Lois, and they're going to adapt the Death of Superman storyline. Um, Now, I can't explain why I believe that without going to a little bit of spoilers. So, if you don't want spoilers, that's my theory. You can leave. Goodbye. I'm going to go into light spoilers now and continue. So, here we go. Um, so, as of right now, in the first two episodes of Superman and Lois, they have been setting up what I believe is the introduction to Doomsday and the Death of Superman storyline. So, in case you don't know what that storyline is, it's kind of self explanatory. It is the Death of Superman, a hulking alien monster that rivals Superman in strength and just ferociousness. Shows up, Superman and him go at it. Superman has to use all of his strength just to beat him, and he dies. I say dies with air quotes because he doesn't really die. He's just like very dangerously injured. Everyone thinks he's dead, but then he like recovers and comes back. And obviously, he's like, I'm back. I'm Superman and everything like that. But despite my monotone voice, in that it's a really good storyline. It has two movie adaptations, being The Death of Superman Parts 1 and 2, that came out not too long ago, like 2, 3 years ago. 2018 definitely has to be like the latest it had to come out. It definitely came out within like the last couple of years. And then Superman Doomsday, which was my first introduction to this storyline when I was a little kid, that came out over a decade ago. So I'd highly recommend checking out those three movies. They are really good. And personally, I think Superman Doomsday is the best out of the three of them. Anyway, um, I can see the like domino pieces, like little puzzle pieces, I guess is a better analogy, that they're putting down, you know, to be like, aha, do you see like the little like nods to Doomsday and everything like that? Because for non-comic readers who watch Superman and Lois, they're probably not gonna see that and like put the dots together. Like, sure, Doomsday was adapted into Batman v Superman, but I didn't really like that movie very much, and it was a bad portrayal of the Death of Superman storyline. So, in short, the reason why I believe he's going to be in here is because that Clark is currently having like these weird panic attack visions where he's seeing this crazy monster like burrowing through the earth, and we get a glimpse of that monster in like this dark gloomy light at the end of episode 2, and I'm fairly certain that's Doomsday, because when Doomsday originally shows up, he's covered in like this spacesuit looking thing, and then like as he fights Superman, it gets like torn off and ripped to shreds, and you see it's Doomsday underneath. So I'm hoping that that's the case here. Another thing that I believe is setting up the pieces for this is that when it comes to the Death of Superman storyline, there are multiple characters that pick up the mantle of Superman after Clark is gone. And those three characters are Superboy, John Henry Iron Steel, and a cyborg Superman. Now, granted, there is no cyborg Superman in Superman and Lois. However, there is a stand in for what that character represents. The DoD that now, after Clark's father-in-law has stepped down, is under new management by a character named Anderson, and he is using metahumans from a program that they set up as a task force, and that task force all wears Superman logos across their chest. Now, I believe they're going to be the stand-in for the cyborg Superman instead of having, a cyborg Superman be built, which I think would be a little stupid and a little bit ham-fisted. But these characters have been set up since the first season, when we dealt with characters getting metahuman abilities based off of the ex-kryptonite that was in Smallville, and those people being taken and trained and everything like that, like Jordan's friend and antagonist in the first season, Tag. He's a part of this task force, and I'm like, okay, cool. So these characters are going to represent like the alt-right American values of Superman for working strictly for American values, as the DoD is and Anderson are calling it. Then, like I said, you have John Henry Irons, who is Steel. Currently in season 2, he has stopped being Steel because he's lost his passion for being a hero, and I believe that if Clark dies, he would definitely take up the mantle. He'd put the crest on his suit. Maybe he'd get a cape. I doubt it, because he has like jetpacks on the back and it would kind of burn the cape up. So probably won't get the cape, but he'll probably, insignia the crest on his chest, which I think would be really cool. And then we have Steel back taking up the mantle to protect the world as Superman. And lastly but not least, there is Superboy, who one of Clark's sons in Superman and Lois, Jordan, has developed abilities, and they've advanced to the stage that he's able to use them and fight. He can't fly just yet, but or use super speed from what I've seen, but he has the super hearing, he has the laser vision, he has the super strength, he has almost everything that Clark can do, and I believe that eventually he's going to master his abilities, and if Clark does go out of commission, then Jordan would definitely take up the mantle and he would become Superboy. So we'd have the three stand-ins for the three characters from the original Death of Superman storyline in Superman and Lois. Clark is having these visions of this hulking monster. We got to see it, and it looks, in my eyes, like Doomsday when he shows up. So I'm thinking they're gonna do the death. I'm thinking they're gonna do the Death of Superman storyline. Now, I could just be a madman rambling into a camera, but you know, I kind of am a madman rambling into a camera, but just trust me, okay? I think that they're doing the Death of Superman storyline, all right? Okay, if you don't believe me, I can't really do anything about it, but I believe that's what they're doing. So I'm looking forward to it, because I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder's take on the Death of Superman storyline in Batman v Superman. It was extremely rushed, and the design of Doomsday was terrible, in my opinion. Oh, God, it's so bad. It looks. I'm talking about that movie. I'm not talking about that movie. I think it was handled well in the two animated adaptations, but we don't have a good live action adaptation of the Death of Superman storyline. I think Superman and Lois, the take that they're going with right now, it would be unique to its own story that it's created, and still adapt a iconic story from the comics, which is one of Superman's most iconic storylines in general. So I really hope that this lands. I hope that my theory is correct and that we're getting the Death of Superman storyline in Superman and Lois. I would very much love to see it. And yeah, I think that's about it. I guess I could add like the variations that I could see that they're doing between like the comic version and the movie version that they've adapted, is that in the original version, Superboy is like the clone of Lex Luthor and um, Superman, and he's kind of very vain, and he wears a stupid black leather jacket, which I kind of like that design, if I'm being honest. But he's like a very vain version of Superman, and then you have John Henry Irons, who's very much like the responsibility version, and then you have like, you know, the alt right just American version of Superman. Like I feel like that's what those three represent, but obviously that would be different if Jordan became Superboy because he's insecure, but he has Clark's values. So I could definitely see him being a very different take than the vain take of Superboy, or maybe he'll gain a little vanity once he becomes a hero. Like he'll start feeling himself a little more. That would be a little interesting. I'd be okay exploring that. As I mentioned, the DoD, they're not a cyborg or Superman. They're a task force of metahumans that steal Superman's brand. They steal his brand deals like a lot of people do nowadays, and that's what they represent. And I'm looking forward to that. John Henry Iron Suit is different than it is in the comics a little bit, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. This show, it's a TV show. It doesn't have the budget to like have like a suit that's like a steel suit that's like perfectly form fitted that has like a face and everything. Like, it's not gonna look good on a TV show budget. So I understand why they made it look like a Doom suit, and I'm okay with it. The hammer still looks cool though. Um, but yeah, I'm really hoping that this is what it is. I'm hoping that when we get the reveal that it is Doomsday in the future, because I'm very certain it's going to be Doomsday, that he looks sick and the fight is awesome. And I guess one last little theory that I can throw in there is that I think that when Jordan does become Superboy, he's going to get like a hoodie from from one of the shops in Smallville. Because if you haven't read the Super Sons DC comic that is about Superman's son and Batman's son teaming up. Superman's son has Superboy. The reason why I keep referring to that is because in the comics, Superman only has one son named John Kent, and in the show, he has twins named John and Jordan. So I'm just being overly specific for no reason. Anyway, in the comics, Superboy wears a very crappy looking costume with like a hoodie esque looking long sleeve shirt with the Superman emblem on it, like a dumb cape, and then he's wearing a pair of ripped jeans and Converse. So I would very much like to see an interpretation of that in the show, and I feel like Jordan would buy himself like a Superman hoodie from a shop in Smallville and wear that out to fight crime. So I would really like to see that because I think it would be very goofy and funny, and I would love it to death. And I very much it would be like one of my favorite superhero costumes in a show because it would just look great. It would look very homemade and great, and I would love it. So with that, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and stick around for more content, which I'll be producing more, in the coming future, and hopefully it'll be better quality and better for you guys to enjoy. So with that, I'm the Innocent Villain. Hope you enjoyed the video once again, and leave a comment down below about whether you like Superman and Lois, what you think of my theory, if you think I'm a madman, whatever. Can't stop you. So again, I'm the Innocent Villain, and remember, you're innocent until proven villainous, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.